made into flesh.
It is a story that has been told for thousands of years and inspires Christians throughout the world. Never before has a feature film telling the story of Jesus' birth been released in commercial theaters internationally until 2006, when the film simply entitled The Nativity Story began showing in theaters. Judd Funk, a BYU alumnus and an executive for New Line Cinema, wanted to be involved in this production.
Took a real interest in seeing this movie made, and because it was a different kind of property that people at our studio normally didn't have a real feel for, I wanted to be directly involved with how it was conceived and how it was made and how it was marketed.
Because of Judd's Christian background, he was asked to become more involved with the production of the film.
The chairman of our studio is Jewish, and he admitted right up front that he did not get it. He didn't understand why this kind of a story would be compelling, because he doesn't come from that faith. And so he turned it over to people who had more of a feel for the relevance of that story, the importance of that story, and I was happy to do it. So for that reason, I took on an additional role as there are lots of different titles. My particular title was co-executive producer.
As an executive producer, Judd was involved in helping the cast and crew become familiar with the Nativity Story.
We wanted all the people involved with the film, from a production standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, and in every other area, to kind of understand what this material was about. And most of them didn't have a Christian background. We had Christianity 101. We invited some theologians to come, and we held it in our screening room at New Line, where anybody involved with the film was invited to come and learn the basic tenets of Christianity.
The seminars on Christianity with the staff and actors continued through filming and editing so that actors and crew would have the Nativity Story fresh in their minds during all phases of production. The location for the international premiere was at a hub of Christian belief.
We held the world premiere of the movie at the Vatican itself. And so that was very exciting. We went back to Italy, and the Pope himself was going to attend, but he had problems in Turkey around that time and was taking off for Turkey. So that was a great way to start off the film.
Judd's Christian values were a part of his upbringing and a major part of his film career. His interest in film was sparked during college.
I got my real taste for film production at BYU. I went to BYU right after my mission, and because my parents knew the Whitaker brothers at the Motion Picture Studio, I was able to place a call to Scott Whitaker and see if there were any opportunities to work. Turned out that there was an opportunity to work as an assistant writer on his staff, and so I got that job, and that's where I got my first taste of motion picture production.
His experience with film as a young student stayed with him throughout his career. He attended law school so as to practice entertainment law. As a new attorney, Judd found the transition from his Latter-day Saint background to the entertainment world difficult.
Going into the rough and tumble world of negotiation in Hollywood, it was a whole different story. And I remember within the first couple of weeks, I was dealing with agents and attorneys who were just screamers. And they were very, very aggressive. And at first I thought it was almost a comedy, because I couldn't imagine people getting so excited and angry and over small little points as they did in these negotiations. But I quickly learned that it was no joke at all. And so that was kind of a culture shock for me. I was more used to being soft-spoken and working with people that were nice with each other.
For future filmmakers, Judd has advice for how to prepare for Hollywood.
As somebody once put it to me, there's the ticket that gets you on the bus. And that has a lot to do with relationships and being at the right place at the right time. Use those connections. I mean, some people are a little hesitant to do so, but you have nothing to lose. The truth is that you're competing against other people who are using those connections too. Those are the rules of the game. Once you do get that ticket to get on the bus, you have to sell yourself and you have to have the goods to deliver. So I think the best thing that any student can do is to become the best that they can in whatever area of entertainment they're working in. I shared, like many young filmmakers or people who want to go into media, sort of a passion that there is a truth that we understand that we would like the world to know. One of the things that everybody has to discover, and I had to go through too, is that it is a tough, competitive world. And if you want to become a great storyteller, to tell the stories that can really inspire people about truth, you have to learn to become the best. And so just because you have a testimony doesn't mean that God will give you the opportunity. I think God wants excellence. And the way that you can hone excellence is by competing in a commercial world.
For Judd Funk, Competition does not equal compromising personal beliefs and values.
Scattered the proud.
Success depends on both work and integrity. Sterling Funk, BYU Weekly.
He has filled the hungry with good things.